What's next for you guys? Are there any other looming ideas or projects in the works? Or
Yeah.
has Zambia kind of got you all?
So a few years ago, we had friends that had a ministry in Thailand, and they were dealing with HIV women, and these were like adult orphans. Some of them came out of the sex trade. Some of them, their husbands brought home the virus, and they died, and the family shuns them now. There's a stigma associated with that, and a lot of them have mental illness. Mm-hmm. Like one of the women, her mother, when her daughter's reached age 13, she sold them. Mm. And all she's known is the sex trade. Mm. And another one, her brother, when her parents died, her brother used to sell her to his friends. And if she didn't do what she was told, they would taser her. Mm. So there's a lot of trauma. These women have gone through tremendous trauma. So they were ministering to them. There was home for them, and they did some vocational training. Some of them were able to leave, but most of them they're just not capable of living on their own. So we took over that ministry because our friend died. He had cancer. So before he dies, hey, John, would you guys come over and help us continue this program? It was really urgent. So we did that. So we're there, and actually we were home. We hired a manager, and we doing renovation. We're sprucing it up a little bit. And we got an email. Well, our chairperson there was a woman, is a pastor, and she deals with women and different things like that, ministries. And she said she bought a boy. I'm like, you bought a boy? Yeah, he's being sold for the third time. He's 4 years old. So we bought him. So we're going to bring him to you. You bought a boy? Mm-hmm. What do you mean? So you can bring him. We figured out, we made space for him. We had a caregiver for him. And then when Susan and I went there, soon after, we met this little boy. And we're like, how many more are out there like him? Mm-hmm. Mm. So we came back and we talked to our board, and we said, we want to know what's going on. We want to know if this is going to be a big need, and maybe we can do something because we can help this little boy. Mm-hmm. So we went back. We talked to police task force members. We talked to other ministries. We talked to ministries that do the rescuing. We talked to ministries that are associated with this street sex workers and stuff. And this is what we found out was, there's a lot of organizations that do the rescuing with the police and stuff. And then what happens, they have nowhere to bring these kids. What do you do with these kids?
So they save them from this life, but then what?
But then what? So a lot of times they go back to the parents that sold them. Or I was talking to the police, I said, and he was telling me there's a lot of them are from Laos or from Burma or from Cambodia. And I said, well, what happens then? Well, we just bring them to the border. I said, you just bring them to the border? Then what? Mm-hmm. Like, I've been to the Golden Triangle. I know what that border crossing is like, right?
5-year-old, 7-year-old,
8-year-old, whatever, right? Yeah. Like, I know there's no social welfare there. There's nobody there who's going to take care of them. Like, who takes them from there? Mm-hmm. They go back.
Right.
Right? I was just shocked. I was just angry at.
The lack of
we thought,
system.
okay, we can do this. So it was the most amazing thing. So we contacted an architect. We contacted builders. We got the quotes. We got the drawings. We got the permit. Like everything. Boom, 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 boom. Within a year, we're up and running. The buildings were up. I couldn't believe it. The money came in. Like it's like $300,000. Just came, boom, just like that. I've never seen something. We've been building these buildings for years now. I've never seen something come in on budget, way before time. Like bam, 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 and we got kids. We had I think we got 4 kids in the beginning. And then we're there. Susan and I were there, and we get a call from social welfare. They got, I think it was 14 kids. We're going to bring them in this afternoon, and we already knew about them because
14 in one batch that were rescued.
Yeah, so they said we already knew. We were expecting them, and they, for some reason, they ended up in the orphanage, in the government orphanage first, and I don't know what they're doing, like some kind of medical stuff, whatever. And then, okay, today's the day we're going to bring them. So they come over with this big van. And we're excited. We're not we don't know really what to expect, right? But we're kind of excited. And we have the rooms all set up. We have everything set up for them.
Yeah, of course.
And the van pulls up. And so it's our Thai manager and me and Susan. And we're standing there, and the door goes swinging open. And these kids are in there, and they're silent. They're looking at us. They're scared. I knew right away they're scared.
Yeah, they don't know.
They don't know who we
What's
are.
this situation up for?
They don't know if they're sold. They don't know nothing, right? They're just scared. And the driver comes around. He starts barking out orders. You, get out. Come on. Move, move. He's doing it in Thai. I know exactly what he's saying. Yeah. He's screaming at these kids. I want to punch this guy. Shut up. Right? So the kids come out, and they're like.
Oh, my gosh. And their age range is what?
The youngest is like 5 to 14. The oldest is 14.
Goodness gracious.
Right? So they're scared. And like, we're looking at our manager. She knows all of us. She realized, okay. She's like, no, you're safe. We're gonna house you. We're gonna love you. Everything's good. Mm-hmm. Like, she's trying to calm them down. There's no speech. There's no talk. They're just like blank, scared. So we brought over 2 duffel bags of Lego.
Mm-hmm.
And then just dumped them.
So Susan goes, I don't know, she drags these duffel bags out. She's kind of motioning to the kids, and she gets on the floor. We all get on the floor. And the kids get on the floor, and they're like, what? They had never seen Lego before in their whole lives. They'd never seen Lego. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, within a few minutes, giggling.
Of course, they're kids.
Giggling. And they're built, like they figured it out.
Yeah.
They're kids. All of a sudden, you never would have guessed who these kids are. They're just a bunch of kids playing. Mm-hmm. That's what I said, the Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, the video that
you video
sent. Yeah, I played it for Jared.
Mm-hmm. So then the playground came after, but
yeah,
right,
shooting baskets, and
we were just there in October, was it? And there was this little girl. I don't know what she went through. She's about 12 to 11, and she's unresponsive. Like, she won't talk. She won't look at you in the eye. She'll look down. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't know what happened to her. And she won't even talk to Susan. She's like, with women, she was even worse with women, which was strange.
Yeah.
So we have a couple that are dorm parents for the boys, and then we have another couple of women for the girls. But the dad is teaching all the kids how to play guitar. Right? So now they're going to do a special evening for Susan and I, because we're going to leave the next day, and they're doing this performance.
The music, that
right?
was the other video that you sent, where the kids are performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
Sent
remember.
me
I
two. You
can't remember.
Me one of the playground, just very quiet and serene, with the kids all outside just playing
And laughing and having
giggling.
fun.
You can hear it, like it should sound.
Yeah, right? Like it should sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then an indoor performance of some song with the guitar.
Yeah, I didn't show you her face because I don't show the face of those kids, right? So we're sitting there, and I'm like, Susan, it's her. She's singing at the top of her voice. She's playing guitar, and it's worship song, and she's worshiping. And I'm like, I can't believe it's her. Mm-hmm. It's like, I was just like, I couldn't believe. I was just praising God, like, what a miracle! This girl has come out of her shell. It was so amazing.
That's amazing.
So,
and how much time did that take for her to get to that?
It's been over a year.
Yeah.
So we have a psychologist. So our project in Thailand per person, like per child, costs us a lot more because we've hired a social worker, a nurse, and a not a psychiatrist, but a psychologist. Mm-hmm. And then we have our regular managers and dorm parents and maintenance staff, all that kind of stuff. But or then we have private Christian school because we send our kids to Christian school. Yeah. Right. We don't want to send them to Buddhist school because we want the school to reinforce what we're teaching. Yeah. That God loves you, God forgives you, God is cleansing you, God has a plan for you, God. All these things, like, you're not going to get that in a Buddhist school. In Buddhist school, you're going to get, if you're suffering, it's because you did something in a previous life.
Sure.
Wow.
So we want healing. We were praying for healing for these kids, that God will raise them up and do amazing things through their lives, right? So our plans for that home, we decided that, so we started small. We wanted to start really small in Thailand with the children. I think we have 16 right now. I'm not really sure, 16. And so we built it in a way that it's modular, we can add on. So we have the playground in the middle, you saw the playground. And now we want to build 2 more homes and a library because we want to really put a big emphasis on education. They're behind education because of their background, because they missed out on a lot of stuff. So we want to really encourage and help them with their learning.
Yeah.
How much space do you have here at this location?
We have about 5 acres on that, so we have room. So what we did, we had the property, we subdivided. The women are on one side, and then the children on the other side.
Yeah.
And we put like a wall between
Yeah.
them. But they interact, but they also have their own space.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good.
Amazing. We
So
thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
It takes good people to pardon me for my huddle interruption.
Yeah, I would say,
it takes good people to stand up against evil.
yeah, I'd say it takes faithful people.
Faithful.